In a world of growing cybersecurity threats, protecting America's critical infrastructure and data is no easy task. But America's youngest agency is on the front lines, working to get the job done and to keep you safe. It's called CISA, the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency.
And here to tell us about the agency's important work and how to keep your information safe online is CISA Director Jen Easterly.
Good to see you.
Great to be with you.
So CISA's only like 5 years old.
Yeah,
so for people who don't know what it is and what y'all do, kind of break down, what it is that you do, and also what are the biggest threats for us out there?
Yeah, so CISA, as you said, a little over 5 years old. We lead the national effort to understand, manage, and reduce risk to the critical infrastructure that Americans rely on every hour of every day. So you can think of us as America's cyber defense agency. And the critical infrastructure that we protect and defend is just the water, the transportation, the communications, the power, the healthcare. It really is the networks and the systems and the data that power our daily lives, and we protect and defend it from those full range of threats, whether it's nations like China or cyber criminals.
And you said over the past couple of years that we should be deeply concerned when it comes to Chinese cyber actors. Just how at risk is our nation's infrastructure?
Yeah, so we have been looking at this problem for a long time, and often we looked at Chinese cyber actors as stealing our data. But what we've seen more recently are these actors that are burrowing deep into that critical infrastructure in order to launch disruptive attacks in the event of a major conflict.
Your agency is also the one that handles election security. A lot of people heard a lot about this in the last cycle. We are now, 5 months away from Election Day? Do you think that we're going to be safe on that day?
I do. I have enormous confidence in the security and integrity of election infrastructure. So CISA, one of our key missions, we work with election officials at the state and local level. I spend a lot of time with election officials, and I know how tirelessly they work to ensure that every one of their citizens' vote are counted as cast, and that's why I have confidence. But if anyone has questions, be part of the process. We don't care who you vote for, but think about being a poll worker, be an election observer, or talk to your state and local election officials. They're the real experts, and it's a super transparent process.
So you got a new PSA out. How can we stay safe online?
I'm super excited about this. The first federal cybersecurity public service awareness, and it's inspired by one of my favorites, Schoolhouse Rock.
Love this.
And so, yeah, exactly, we all remember this. And essentially what it's about is what we call cyber hygiene. And we're on a mission to make cyber hygiene as common as washing your hands or brushing your teeth. Doing 4 things. If you do these 4 things, you can prevent 98% of cyber attacks. And they're super simple. They're install your updates, make better passwords, think before you click, and use multiple factors. So very briefly, you know those pings you get telling you to update your software? Well, a lot of us ignore them, but you can't, because
I always hit later tomorrow.
Yeah, don't do that, because it's a security issue with your device or your computer. So update your software and put on automatic updates. Second, better passwords. So complex, unique passwords for your sensitive accounts, your bank accounts, your email, at least 16 characters. But what you should do is get a password manager. So they will generate unique passwords for your accounts, and they'll store them. So you only need to remember 1 master password. 3, we get those annoying spam and phishing emails that are trying to get us to click because there's a free trip to the Bahamas. Well, we have to think before we click, and we have to recognize and report those phishing attempts. And finally, if you only do 1 thing, but you should do all 4, multiple factors. So 2-factor authentication for your bank accounts, your email, your social media. Don't just use a login and password, use a second factor, whether that's a text or a call or even facial ID or a fingerprint. That second factor will help keep your data secure online.
CISA Director Jen Easterly, thank you so much for being with us.
It's really good.
Great to be with you.